After his keynote at the Las Vegas UX conference, an attendee asked Jacob Nielsen how we can improve the user experience of medical devices and make them more enjoyable.
Well, again, it's hard to say whether you're always going to enjoy getting an insulin injection, But on the other hand, I think you can make things that are more or less unpleasant, and you can also make things actually, for certain types of products, you can certainly make things that would in fact be enjoyable and that are pleasant to touch and they're easier to use, and they just in all the different ways that we talk about user experience, all of those things will 100% also apply to medical devices. I think they just have the problem that they have this feeling that you really don't want to kill the patient, so that becomes therefore the only thing, but it's not the only thing, because not being killed is not the only value in life, You also, while you haven't been killed, you are sort of alive in the meantime. And so therefore you should preferably have a good time during all those many years that you have not been killed. And so therefore I think that does have to become a value. And just as many other values are also important, So we still don't want to kill the patient, but we also do want to make it more pleasant for them. How to make that change of mindset in that industry, that may be harder, but I can only kind of go back to, again, maybe some more competitive pressure. And I think there is a little bit in certain type of products I've seen where maybe in the cases where it's more individual choice by the patients, it actually is very similar to what I was saying about enterprise software. As long as the choice between getting A or getting B is not made by the same person as using it, you have a harder time getting usability appreciated. But there's certain types of medical devices that people like to go and buy for themselves. And for that, it definitely is a competitive advantage for the manufacturer to say, buy this one because you can actually use it, because you're going to be more happy using it than buying this other thing that's just too complicated and it's just going to sit on your shelf and it's not going to improve your quality of life. Now, then we have to get educate hundreds of thousands of medical doctors, as well as the people who sit in various kind of bureaucracies and hospitals and this is a long, slow process. But ultimately, I think actually it will happen. And I think the reason it will happen is because the quality requirements are going up in terms of people's demand for better experience and less patience with having things that are too awkward and too difficult to use. Now, so in the past, almost everything was hard and awkward and difficult to use in terms of technology, and that's less and less so every year. I mean, despite what we might complain about, honestly, things are getting better. And so that also means that people's expectations, because people's expectations are based on what they experience. And so if in so many other fields they start experiencing kind of better and better things, at some point in time we're going to have more kind of pressure, and maybe some patient advocacy organizations or caregiver groups, interest groups and so forth will put on more pressure, and then we're going to see that movement. But I do think, I'm sorry to say, it's going to be a more slow movement.